Training has begun for the Pierce family. Anissa and Jefferson are going out for a little father-son or father-daughter bonding. Meanwhile, Gambini's past is maybe starting to come out in the open. And last but not least, our girl Jen has got a secret of her own. Find out what it is here on Nephilim Entertainment. What is up? What is up? Welcome back to Nephilim Entertainment. I'm your host, Metatron Nero. Thank you. And you are watching my coverage of Black Lightning. And this is episode 8, the Book of Revelation. Black Lightning. What is Black Lightning? Lightning. Okay, anyway, sorry. Had a moment. Anyway, our people are now training. Anissa and Jefferson are having a nice little father-daughter bonding sort of training regimen. It's so cute and fresh, and how she's, learning the ropes from her daddy, and her daddy's putting her in her place pretty damn quick. Kind of interesting. Headstrong Anissa's being taught the ropes by her daddy. He's actually a pretty good teacher, though. I mean, he's got some legit things to say. And one thing I love how he points out is if you breathe at the wrong time, you will die. Deep, scary, but good. So Lala, he's resurfacing, and he's actually going back to his old hangout. And he's discovered that apparently the rumors about his demise is anywhere between he just took off and was in jail to he did, and they're right. So we got that going on, but then we find out that Gambini's got a guy named Martin from the ASA. What's going on here? Well, a couple of things they drop is the fact that apparently Lady E was their liaison for Freeland. Okay, apparently there's also her connection to the 100 gang, liaison if you will. And last but not least, apparently they have a program to spread green light. What is this all about, and what does Gambini have to do with this? This dude's secrets are really starting to aggravate me. But we find out that Jen is actually going through an internship with her mama, considering that she doesn't have any other after-school programs, and her mama wants her to stay busy and productive. She's having to do an internship, which basically means you're going to clean up after the robbery. Fun, right? Well, in the midst of this, we find out that the research that caused the robbery in the first place has gone missing. Oh boy. So, everything from Grandpa Pierce is now missing and can't be accounted for. What does this mean? A whole lot of trouble, apparently. Well, meanwhile, we got Jefferson and Anissa actually going on a little father-daughter outing. They're going to find out how Lady Eve was killed. And in the midst of it, he's still once again showing ropes, making her sort of learn the faults and limitations of her powers, which I guess could be a good thing. They're not minutes of action, so hey, why not? But she does actually teach him a thing or two, because apparently they find out that it's a possibility that somehow they come up with the conclusion that, hey, fictitious guns that shoot lightning is what killed Lady Eve. If you say so. If you say so. Okay. I don't know where you Googled that, but okay. Because that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Fictitious guns killing this people. Sure she didn't just slip into some water and somebody threw down an electric cord? No. Alright, well, we have Jen, who, in the midst of her friend nearly falling and hurting herself, she actually unleashes a power of her own. So there we have it, folks. It's now official. All the kids and Daddy now have powers. Now, if you follow the comic books any, which I'm guessing they do, for these stories, you have Anissa, who is thunder, and Jennifer, who is lightning. Basically, her power is that she becomes sort of like the physical embodiment of lightning itself, which with this, she more or less showcases the same powers as her father, just not on the same level as him. Whether or not they go down that avenue, I don't know, but with her now showcasing powers, I am super excited. Anyway, I know I'm a dork. Post that in the comments. Be nice. That's all I gotta say is be nice. But we, after this, we see Lala is talking to himself. Look, if I was going around giving a ride to a guy who has been rumored to be dead, mysteriously shows up and is now talking to himself, talking to a person that he had killed, LaWanda, that might be a little cause for alarm. Just a tad, right? These guys are either extremely loyal or stupid. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Post that in the comments. But we have Gambini, and he's actually starting to piece together what happened to Lady Eve, and when they trace the possible source of the weapons where the weapons could be, he shows a level of protectiveness that we haven't seen. But it's not a level of you're going in alone, this could be dangerous. It's a level of I don't want you leaving the house. How's that going to work then? I understand he has the cops after him and there's a possible price on his head. But what do you know, Gambini? Lynn discovers that she had left some of the samples at a lab. Well, the lab apparently saved the backup, and she combed through it and found out that the samples that her father-in-law had acquired years ago was actually Greenlight itself. Shared a lot of resemblance with it. So what does that entail? I don't know, but when she calls Jefferson to find out where they can get some answers to known doctors, he tosses her back to Gambini and tells her to go talk to Gambini. Meanwhile, they trace the guns to a pair of dead bodies, basically, in the middle of the woods. And of course, Jefferson calls it in to Henderson. Now, here's my thing. Jefferson is still taking calls after he's like, you went too far, Click. You a rude ass hung up on me? Seriously? But yet he's still taking calls. You acted a little butthurt last time. Now you're willing to take calls. Bipolar much, Henderson? I mean, if that was really who was online. Think about that. But then we have Jen. Jen is currently trying to, sort of tap into the abilities of her powers, and she's trying to figure out how she provoked them in the first place. Now, this is the part where I think Anissa went off on her own, sort of figure out and do things with her powers. It wasn't until finally when she started hurting people and started getting, now I wouldn't say pressured by her mom, but her mom was starting to pick up on something was wrong. That's when she finally broke and said, look, we need to talk. See how Jim may be the same as her sister, maybe different. But we have Lynn, who's starting to piece things together after her little talk with Gambini. She's starting to figure out there's more to Gambini's story than what he's letting on. Gambini finally confesses that he needs to have a talk with Jefferson. Finally, I'm just saying, I've been watching this show for the past 7 episodes. This is number 8, and you just now getting to where you want to have a talk. I ought to knock that little cheesy Italian mustache off your freaking face. I'm okay. I'm okay. Gambini, you better have a damn good excuse why you haven't told anybody anything right just yet. I mean, come on, dude. Seriously, it's been 8 episodes. We need something to go on. Something, an origin story. Were you friends with Batman? Did you fly around with Superman? Are you trained by the League of Assassins? What is going on here? Please, inform us, shall we? But to much of the dismay of Jefferson, apparently when the person that comes to answer his call is none other than a dirty cop. Now, he wants to go investigate, and something triggers inside of Anissa to say, wait a minute, this ain't kosher, this ain't right. And at the last second, the detective sets off a booby trap on the gun, it causes an explosion, Anissa actually took a deep breath at the right time and ends up saving her father's life, much to his, "My little girl just saved my life." Yeah, he has a proud moment as a father and a oh shit moment as a guy. I love how he's like, sorry, sorry, it's just, my little girl saved my life. She saved my life. She saved my life. Hey, I'm not mocking it. I just love how the fact of how he's just so floored by the fact that someone actually saved his life for a change, which is good. But it's kind of interrupted by a talk with Gambini. Finally, our Gambini sits down with Jefferson and has a nice little talk. It is about time. We'll kind of find out Gambini's not even his real name. I was so floored by the story I didn't catch the real name, but apparently this is the story and how it goes. And there are spoilers, so if you don't want to hear that, fast forward. Basically, the story goes is that he is an undercover agent who is working for the ASA. They came to Freeland to do an experiment where they tested out a sort of calming chemical on the people because apparently there was a lot of social distress going on at the time. But the side effect to this chemical they were inducing to the people to calm down was starting to create metahumans, aka superheroes. So it became more of a task force of trying to better understand the side effects and try to better understand the powers that these people were developing. My guess is the government wanted to weaponize it. That's my theory. Either way, Gambini's side of it is that he saw that it was killing kids, so he decided to go to someone who could actually do something about it, aka Jefferson's dad. Now, in the midst of this going on, Jefferson's dad ends up getting killed because of it. Floors Jefferson because, in a way, Gambini's responsible for his father's death. Gambini came to Jefferson, took it upon himself to raise him and take care of him and train him because simply he's a tad bit responsible. Not only that, but when he saw that the person he went to's kid was having powers develop, he needed to protect him, which led to him protecting the whole family. Which also brings us now to full circle because now the kids are starting to develop powers too. Is this a side effect of their father's genetics, or are they somehow getting introduced once again to the green light experiment? We don't know. But it does pose a possible question. Gambini, can we still trust you? Pierce obviously does not think so. Alright, up next for Black Lightning. After everything fully coming ahead, we have Jefferson, who apparently is now still going to go through the investigation and try to figure out what's going on. Although I do like the fact that he's donning presidential masks and going around intimidating people. It's funny, very funny. And of course, we have Gambini, who we might end up seeing maybe Gambini / Jefferson's past, maybe how they met, how he acquired him and started teaching him. I'm seeing a story that's going to end up making Jefferson maybe rethink the whole "can I trust you" kind of thing. Either way, I see a very interesting past coming up in the next episode. And lastly, Jen is finally starting to find out that apparently her father's Black Lightning and her sister has powers too. So it is going to be interesting to see how the four of them actually start discussing the whole dad's got superpowers, mom knew, is that why you got divorced? How did you get powers? How did I get powers? What's going on? Are we freaks? Are we heroes? What is going on? Should be interesting. Alright, it's going to wrap it up for me. Be sure to leave me a thumbs up down below and post a comment being friendly. Let's discuss this episode. Be sure to subscribe to my page. Give me a big thumbs up. And stay tuned to the end of the video for more content. But my question for y'all is, out of all the powers right now that you've seen manifest in the fire, given how we know a little bit about them and not everything, whose powers do you like so far? Do you like Jefferson's? Do you like Anissa's? Or do you like Jen's? Let me know up here. But I am Metatron now. To all you daydreamers and creators out there, keep your heads in the clouds. Peace.